I repeat to you, gentlemen, that your inquisition is fruitless. Detain me here forever if you will. Confine me or execute me if you must have a victim to propitiate the illusion you call justice. But I can say no more than I've already said. Everything that I can remember I have told with perfect candor. Nothing has been distorted or concealed, and if anything remains vague, it is only because of the dark cloud which has come over my mind. The cloud and the nebulous nature of the horrors which brought it upon me.
It was obvious, right, that I was gonna review Arkham Horror the card game, or were the clues not obvious enough? In 2005, Fantasy Flight Games released a board game called Arkham Horror the board game. And then in 2013 they basically released the same game, only in my opinion a better version of it, called Eldritch Horror. And now we have this game, Arkham Horror the card game. And last year Shut Up and Sit Down basically already did a review for the game, so why am I making a review now? Basically, I want to be the devil's advocate in this conversation because we can't allow this Lovecraftian story to end on a happy ending now, can we? Because that's not how Lovecraftian stories are supposed to end now, are they? It's just not normal. Before I start the review, I want to get one thing out of the way. Basically, I agree with Matt and Quinn that this game is better than both Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror the board game. However, if you kinda look at this board game a little bit more closely, you will notice that it is actually a shape-shifting ghoul. It is the same old gameplay from Arkham Horror the board game, trying to pretend that it is something else. And if you kinda listen a little bit more closely, you can hear the little gate right inside of there.
I told you to behave.
You're actually investigators in name only, as there is no mystery to be solved. Instead, you are running around town collecting these clue tokens, which might as well be gold coins or potions. You just use them, you spend them to boost yourself later on in your battle against the forces of darkness. You're not unraveling some plot thread. All of you, alone, are running around like demented Pokemon masters trying to fight, collect, and experience as much as possible. Lovecraft would not approve.
How is this game any different? I think that the same criticism that Shut Up and Sit Down gave the original game can be pointed at this one as well. Just like in the original board game, you're also running around these different locations, trying to find these green clues by doing and completing skill tests that you complete by basically rolling dice, but this time you're using tokens that basically function like dice that you have to take out of this chaos bag, and the bag is not included. And when you have got enough of these green tokens, these clues, you basically can spend them on these act decks to progress the story kinda further. And how is this different? It's basically the same gameplay. You're again running around, spending clues to make stuff happen. Same gameplay. Yes, it's better, but still it's the same. Let me show you a concrete example. No spoilers. In the very first scenario, when I was playing the game alone, with only the voices in my head to accompany me, I was trapped in my own study, without any means of escaping because the bloody door had just disappeared. and there are no windows. Now, what are you supposed to do as a player to get out of that situation? The game expects you to just sit there and to look for these clue tokens, and then after that to spend them on the act deck to get out of the study. Right? The game didn't progress because I figured out an amazing way to use my card abilities to escape. It progressed because I spent these boring tokens. Rinse and repeat. That's how the game basically functions. Again, how is that different from the original game? Now let me show you what I believe that the game should have allowed you to do as a player to solve that problem, to solve this problem of being stuck in the study, and how to make the game more fun at the same time. So, same problem. I am stuck in the study. How do I get out? Well, since I was playing as the sexy investigator Roland Banks, I know that somewhere in my deck of cards that represent my character Roland, I know that somewhere in there is a card named Dynamite Blast. I wonder, how is a stick of dynamite supposed to help me to get out of the room that has no exit? Well, don't worry, let me explain. Rather than having the players search for these boring green tokens, the study card should have like a prompt that if you are X character, then you are allowed to search your deck of cards for a specific card that can help you with dealing with that problem. And so if I am Roland Banks, I am allowed to search for the card Dynamite Blast, right? Makes sense. So in the game you have 3 actions, and my first action is going to be to use that ability, search for the card by doing the skill check. That's all technical, doesn't matter. And let's say that I succeed and I find the Dynamite Blast card. Great, now it's mine and I can use it. And for my second action, I am going to use it by spending its resource cost, which in this case is like 5 points, 5 crates, these little tokens. I spend them, then I get to use it, right? I can now like basically make an exit, wait, for my friends and help them, to save their lives rather than just spending these boring tokens. Okay, wait. Okay. Like, isn't this more fun already? Like, aren't you entertained? Like, I could actually die, right? Like, all of us could kind of die from this. Or maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But fucking shit! I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So in order to save some time, I'm gonna give you a rapid fire review. I'm gonna quickly give you the pros and cons of this game. Sorry, I forgot to turn my sound off. Just give me a second. Cover up? Well, shit guys, I have to stop the review here and now because I have to go and do some other stuff, so sorry. Okay, let's just get on with this. Come on.
Our paths shall cross again, Truth Seeker.